Welcome to the Contra Costa County Eldercare channel. My name is Stephanie. I'm the Marketing Director for Horizon Elder Law and Estate Planning, as well as the host for the Contra Costa County Eldercare channel. Today I'm here with Real Estate Advisor Dayna Wilson. Welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Dayna has an excellent reputation in the community in working with seniors. There are many realtors to choose from. Can you tell us more about yourself and why you are different than the rest?
Sure. Thank you. Thanks again for the opportunity to be here today. Again, Dayna Wilson. I am a seniors real estate specialist. And really what that means is I have a huge passion for working with folks over 65 and their families here in the Contra Costa area. Initially, I was raised in the La Miranda area. I've lived in the East Bay my entire life, so I'm a local yokel. And prior to working in residential real estate, I was helping high net worth investors accessing institutional grade real estate properties. And then I transitioned to residential, and voila, I found my calling. So I really have decided, because I was very, very close to both sets of my grandparents, I was blessed to live near both sets of grandparents, and they just loved me to pieces. I think that was my obviously initial interactions with older folks. After that, in high school, I interviewed and volunteered at the Green Valley Convalescent Hospital, and during Cal Berkeley days, I worked at the Alta Bates Hospital as a candy striper. So it's just, I love being in the presence of folks that have such interesting history and background, and I find that, you know, I have a deep and personal kind of level of interest in helping these people work through life's transitions. And it requires a real estate expert that has patience and that just has really an open ear and an open heart. So this is my career, but it's also sort of my calling, I guess, if you will, right? So with what I do comes a whole gamut of concierge services, and I really sit down and I ask them what it is that they would like to have happen. I want them to be the driver. I come in typically as the project manager, and I can help them with everything from A to Z. And every situation, of course, is different. Every family is different. But really, in working with more older homeowners, I found that I needed to seek some additional education, because as experts in any field, we need to be educated in those areas. So that led me to seek specialized training in this area. And I have earned my Seniors Real Estate Specialist, or SRES, designation. And I also recently earned the Certified Senior Housing Professional certification, and that was given by the Austin, Texas-based Seniors Real Estate Institute. So again, my mission and my passion is to kind of share the 5 easy steps to a successful move, because my mantra is, folks do not have to be overwhelmed, they should be overjoyed, and this can be made very simple and hassle-free. So that's what I do and what I love to do.
Thanks for sharing. That's great. I think you are by far one of the best realtors that I've ever worked with in this industry with the seniors, and yeah, thanks so much for sharing. We've shared several clients and have found you to be very genuine in your passion for what you do, and so anyway, thanks. What's the most common fear or reservation that you deal with seniors and their families that are dealing with moving or downsizing?
Every single time the same thing comes up, and what keeps them from moving forward is the fear of not knowing where to start. They don't know where to start. They don't know who to call first. So what do? Nothing. They do nothing. And I will say, I have my sweet mom is my poster child. I mean, she lives in a 5-bedroom, 3-bath, 2-story home by herself, and you know, I'm working through these 5 easy steps with her. So So what I do is I sit down and I have consultations with the elders and hopefully their adult children. And we talk about what needs to happen first. And really the first thing is to create a plan. And, you know, my clients may never use this plan, but it's simply like having insurance. When I give presentations, I always ask people, how many in the room have insurance of any sort? Well, everyone raises their hands. So having a plan is simply insurance for the what ifs, because we don't know what life is going to bring us. We don't know what curveball life is going to throw us tomorrow or 10 years from now. So we want to create a plan, when we would move, where we would move, how we would move, all those different things associated with a life transition. So for the what ifs, what if something were to happen to our health? What if we couldn't drive anymore? That kind of a thing. What if we lost a spouse? The second thing is to really share that plan. A lot of people have a plan, but oh boy, they've never shared it with their kids. They've never shared it with their trusted advisors, like their estate planning attorney or their financial advisor. So we want to share that plan. And it's not so much about asking the kids, and when I say kids, I mean the adult children. It's not about asking for their permission. Gosh, Johnny, is it okay if your mom and dad sell the family home? This is more about sharing what you plan on doing so that if there were decisions that Johnny Jr. had to make, he would be making them knowing that he's doing what mom and dad actually wanted to have happen. And that takes a lot of stress off of the kids too. So a lot of parents tell me, well, we just don't want to burden Johnny because he's a busy estate planning attorney or he's a busy doctor and you know, he doesn't have time to worry about this. Well, you know what? He wants to know what mom and dad want to have happen for the what if. So you want to communicate that plan. Then you want to hire the right professionals. That is huge. You know, most realtors can sell the house. That's kind of the easy part, actually, to tell you the truth. It's important to hire professionals that are astute at these later in life moves. Selling a home, as you know, at any age is emotional and it's physically exhausting. Well, think of what that's like for someone who's 85 years old and that they may have lived in their home 25, 30, 40 plus years. They haven't moved for a long time. So again, we get back to that, oh my gosh, we don't know where to start. We're completely overwhelmed. You know, now kind of, I'm a little biased, but I think that people should call their seniors real estate specialist first and allow us to get a feel for what it is that they need and then bring in those right experts, bring in the team that's going to make it all happen. And we'll do as little or as much as someone needs.
Great.
That's a long-winded answer.
Yeah, no, that's great. There's a lot of good information in there. Thanks so much. So in addition to knowing the local housing market and specializing in seniors downsizing, you have a wealth of resources at your fingertips. How does working with you give seniors that extra touch?
Well, and I think really this is a huge part of what I bring to the table and a huge value that someone that has this extra education and knowledge brings. So for instance, my number one priority again is to minimize the time and effort and stress that transitioning from someone's current housing situation to a new life brings. So I want that new life and that new experience to be as enjoyable as possible. So my team can do everything from helping with the packing and the moving to organizing and sorting and distribution of someone's lifelong possessions, deciding what to bring to the new home, deciding what to leave behind, what the family members are going to get, what's going to go to be donated. I can help with relocation as far as are they going to move to another single family home. I had some downsizers that moved from a 4,000 square foot home in Alamo to a single detached home in Walnut Creek. That was their downsize move. I have other folks that I'm working with now. They're moving from their 5-bedroom, 3.5-bath home with a pool to one of the local senior independent communities. So that's their downsizing move. Everybody's downsizing move looks different, but they are often all going to need things like, I mean, I do have a lot of people moving to the senior retirement or assisted living or memory care communities locally. And so we can help them tour those communities, get to know the retirement counselors. I have been to the majority of them, and I've toured them myself, and I'm asking all those hard questions. I know my favorites. We can help with house cleaning. We can help with deferred maintenance, because we find that that's often, part of the picture. As we get older, we just don't have the energy to keep up the house. And that's another reason why a lot of people choose to move. The house becomes a burden. It can become a burden emotionally. It can become a burden, obviously, physically and financially. So, so many folks are so pleased that they don't have to worry about the fence falling down or painting the house or the toilet that always backs up. I mean, there are people there to help them.
Yeah.
So moving to someplace that's just going to give them more time to do what they love to do, could be traveling, could be spending time with the grandkids, could be getting reacquainted with the old paintbrush and canvas, whatever they love to do, reading, they'll hopefully have more time to do that and enjoy life more.
Yeah. Well, thank you for sharing.
Sure.
Is there anything else that you wanted to add?
Boy, well, we're on the cusp. We're just starting to ride this senior tsunami wave. I'm sure a lot of people that are watching this channel have heard about this. It simply means that there are 10,000 baby boomers a day retiring and becoming seniors. And it's going to be very interesting to see the services, who's going to be providing these services for people. There's going to be a lot of people moving. And another issue is we're staying in our homes longer. So there's a lot of folks that are waiting probably past the time when they could be making these choices and decisions on their own. They're now forced to have decisions made for them, and I really rather get in front of that and help them with this plan we talked about earlier, so that they are making decisions and that they are the captain of their own ship, and they can decide to determine what kind of life that their next chapter is going to look like. So anyway, I'm here to help in any way I can, and love what I do and love working with seniors and their families. So, and I love having you as part of my team too,
Yeah.
you and this whole office. So
Thank you. Well, thanks so much for sharing, and definitely we can feel your passion and what you love this clearly. So anyway, if you are in need of talking to a real estate professional, or you're talking about selling your home or downsizing or relocating, you can reach Dayna Wilson at 925-788-6582. Thank you so much for visiting the Eldercare channel. We hope you have a wonderful day, and thank you so much for joining us, Dayna.
thank you. This is great.
Yeah, thanks.